Happy Combine weekend. It's getting started today, Thursday. Position group by position group. And I am talking wide receivers today, potential wide receivers entering the NFL draft. We know that the Jets could be in play to take a wide receiver with the number 10 overall pick. There's also a couple good players that might be available in round two. I'm going to list my top 5 wide receivers of the 2022 NFL draft, why I have them ranked in that order, and what NFL wide receiver do I think they could turn into? What's their pro comp? Starting with number 5, Jahan Dotson. He's being mocked as sort of a borderline first round pick. I think he could be good somewhere around the Green Bay, Tampa Bay area, end of the first round. If not, someone's going to get a steal in the second round. 5'11", 190 pounds. He's versatile, projects as a slot. He's really, really fast with the ball in his hands. Once he gets the ball in his hands in the open field, he almost looks like a return specialist or a running back breaking away. And I have him as a comparison to the New York Jets steal of the second round last year and Elijah Moore. That's who I think he could be. Elijah Moore, team snags him early on the second round of the draft and has a really explosive playmaker from the slot. Number 4, Garrett Wilson, Ohio State, 6 foot, 195. And I watched all these guys just before I made this video. Just highlights. I didn't do full game tape, but when I was watching the highlights, what stuck out to me, it almost seems like Garrett Wilson is a better football player than he is a wide receiver, if that makes sense. I know there's some Debo Samuel comparisons because of Garrett Wilson. He kind of looks like a running back when you watch him run, you watch him move. He's a little shorter. The arms are a little shorter, but he's a well-built dude. But Debo is like 25 pounds heavier. So I don't know if he'd be able to handle the workload of a quasi running back, but he definitely brings some versatility. And he was the go-to wide receiver at Ohio State when they needed a big catch. So he's number 4, Garrett Wilson. And I project him to be similar to DJ Moore of the Carolina Panthers, who is not a number 1 receiver, but could produce number 1 wide receiver stats with the right quarterback in the right system. Number 3, Treylon Berks, wide receiver, Arkansas, 6'3", 225. He's going to have insane measurables. He's going to be a freak show at the combine. Huge frame, huge height. 225, that's big, huge hands. He's going to have a fast 40. He's going to test freakly. He is a yards after the catch machine. When you plug him into YouTube, you can see plenty of times where he takes a short screen, a short drag, and just breaks free, and no one can catch him. And to me, his pro comparison is A.J. Brown. Maybe not the crispest, smoothest route runner. Maybe not the guy who's going to beat people over the top, but really reliable hands, and he can take a slant and take it to the house on any given play. That's Trey Burks. Number 2, a guy who's falling. Mel Kiper had him as his 6th wide receiver behind Jahan Dotson. Is not guaranteed to be a number 1 pick, but he's my number 2 guy, and that's Chris Olave, teammate of Garrett Wilson at Ohio State. 6'1", 190. And the reason why he's number 1 is when you watch him, he just separates immediately. His release is insane off the line of scrimmage. And I think that's the name of the game in the NFL, right? Is separation. Now, he's not great at the contested catch point. He only caught like 44% of 50-50 balls. So that's an area he'll have to improve. You'd like him to be probably throw on 10, 12 pounds of muscle, but nasty separation, smooth route runner, and reliable hands. To me, he's Calvin Ridley at the next level. Number 1 wide receiver. Finally, number 1, Drake London, wide receiver, USC, 6'5", 215. And I just talked about how Chris Olave was my number 2 guy because he separates so well. Drake London doesn't separate as well, but his catch radius is insane, and his route running is really good for a guy that size. USC was able to even use him in the slot sometimes at 6'5". Really crisp route runner, huge catch radius, 50-50 balls, back shoulder throws, fades, big target in the red zone. The wide receiver pro comparison is Mike Evans, who is coming off like his 8th consecutive 1,000+ yard season. So if you can get a Mike Evans at the number 10 overall pick, it's worth it. Those are my top 5 guys. Drake London, number 1, 2, Chris Olave, 3, Treylon Berks, 4, Garrett Wilson, and 5, Jahan Dotson. Who did I get right? Did I overrate anybody? Did I underrate anybody? Did I miss somebody who should have been on the list? Did I put somebody on here who should not be on the list? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and go Jets.